Good evening and welcome to this evening's performance of the complete works of Shakespeare Abridged. I have just a few brief announcements before we get underway. The use of flash photography, audio or video is strictly prohibited. Please take a moment now to silence your cell phones. And if you have a pager, you need to get yourself a cell phone. That's just, yeah. For your convenience, toilets are located in the bathroom. Please take a moment now to locate the nearest exit to your seat. Should the theater experience a sudden loss of pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically from the ceiling. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and continue to breathe normally. If you're at the theater with a small child, place your own mask on first, and let the little bugger fend for himself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tristan Sumner, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that we are about to perform a feat that we believe to be unprecedented in today's society. That is to capture in a single theatrical experience the magic, the genius, the towering grandeur of the complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged. Now, this is a pretty big book, and it weighs about 6 pounds. And we have about 90 minutes to get through this. So that's about 8 ounces every 7 seconds, or 2 6-packs a minute. So we better start drinking. That's good. And no one knows more about Shakespeare and caffeine than the man I'm about to introduce. He is a preeminent Shakespearean scholar, and he got his certificate from preeminentshakespeareanscholar.org. He studied at St. Michael the Archangel High School, where he read 2 books on William Shakespeare. Please welcome me in joining Mr. Michael Fitzgerald.
William Shakespeare, playwright, poet, actor, Stratford's proudest flower, transplanted from the heart of the English countryside to bask in the warmth of London's literary greenhouse. A man who, despite the ravages of male-patterned baldness, planted the potent seed of his poetical genius deep in the fertile womb of Elizabeth's England. There it took root and spread the lymphatic system of Western civilization until it became the oozing carbuncle of knowledge and understanding that even today resides on the very tip of our collective consciousness. But how much do we intellectually flaccid members of this 21st century quagmire truly appreciate the plump fruit of Shakespeare's productive loins? Well, the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is not enough, and I believe that I can illustrate that by conducting a brief poll amongst the audience. Bob, can I have the house lights up, please? Thank you. Now, you're a theater-going crowd, obviously of above average literary sensibility. But if I may just have a brief show of hands, how many of you have ever actually seen or read any play by William Shakespeare? Any play at all by them?
But you're eminent Shakespearean scholar. I'm preeminent. Then be preeminent. Narrow it down a bit. Okay? Narrow it down.
Let's see if we can narrow it down a bit, shall we? Who here has ever seen or read All's Well That Ends Well? All's Well? Yes, that seems to be separating the wheat from the chaff quite nicely. Let's see if we have any super eminent Shakespearean trivia champs, here tonight. Who here has ever seen or read King John? Oh yeah, right. Seen it or read it?
I downloaded it.
No, don't ask her.
It's about a hunchback.
No. As any preeminent Shakespearean scholar could tell you, King John is not about a hunchback. It is, in fact, about a king named John. Would you stand up, please? Ladies and gentlemen, Ecce Homo.
Hey!
Judging by your obvious lack of fluency in Latin, may I judge that you've not yet matriculated? Look at this man, ladies and gentlemen, abandoned by our educational system, awash in a sea of intellectual ambiguity. And now, look at the person sitting next to you. Go ahead, look at them. Do you recognize that same vapid expression? Keep looking! Those same pores clogged with the acne of intellectual immaturity? Or do you perhaps see, keep looking! Do you perhaps see in their eyes the longing for literary salvation?
I sit down now.
No. He stands there before us as a living symbol of a society whose ability to comprehend, much less attain, the genius of William Shakespeare has been systematically compromised by computers, vandalized by video games, and annihilated by Andrew Lloyd Webber. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, cast off the cheap thrill of the car chase for the splendor of the sonnet. Exchange the isolation of the iPod for the gentle idles of the I Am. Imagine a world where manly men wear pink tights with pride. Ladies and gentlemen, this play is of such lofty, poetical, and literary importance that it boggles even my full mind. You may sit.
Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on with the show, and may the bard be with you.
Okay. Those of you who own a copy of this book know that no collection is complete without a brief biography into the life of William Shakespeare. Presenting this portion of our show is the third and final member of our troupe. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nolan Turley.
How you doing, bro? My history notes were in there.
Really?
Yeah, you know, this is good for all subjects. Hi, how you doing? So as you can see, I am a member of the troupe, non-audience member. I'm sorry that I fooled you. I know, such believable acting. So, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in the town of Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire. The third of 8 children, he was the eldest son of John Shakespeare, a locally prominent merchant, and Mary Audrin, the daughter of a Roman Catholic member of the Land. In 1582, he married a local farmer's daughter named Anne Hathaway. Such a shame. Shakespeare arrived in London in 1588. There he dictated to his secretary, Rudolf Hess, the work Mein Kampf, which he said, for the restoration of Germany to a dominant position in Europe. After reoccupying the Rhineland zone between France and Germany and annexing Austria, the Sudetenland, and the remainder of Czechoslovakia, Shakespeare invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939, thus precipitating World War II. Shakespeare remained in Berlin when the Russians entered the city and committed suicide with his mistress, Eva Braun. He lies buried in the church in Stratford, though his head is frozen in a holding tank in Glendale, California.
Now, without further ado, we are proud to present the complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged.
What are you wearing?
I'm trying to neutralize the color in this face.
The funeral's that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. But how many parts exactly must one man play? According to my computations, there are 1,122 roles in Shakespeare's works. Well, too many. Let us take, for example, Shakespeare's most popular play, Romeo and Juliet. 2 passionate lovers, a meddling nurse, and a sympathetic friar, vital to the story. But Mercutio, Lady Capulet, unsightly fact on Shakespeare's otherwise muscular body of works. Let us therefore begin our shrinkage of Shakespeare's canon by rendering the blubber and bristle of his most famous romantic tragedy down to the tender underage flesh, that is, Romeo and Juliet. As ever, we begin with the prologue.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Whose misadventures, piteous overthrows, do with their death bury their parents'
Act 1, Scene 1. Behold two men in search of imbroglio. For the Capulets, Samson. For the Montague, Benvolio. Verona's fragile peace shall be undone, and tragedy begin with the bite of a thumb.
Oh, I had like to buy early in the morning when the sun should rise in. Buy a pound of figs. Ooh, it's him. I hate his guts. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill him. Ooh. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do but bite my thumb.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
Well, if you do, sir, I am for you. For I serve a good a man as you.
No better.
Yes, better.
You lie.
Down with the Montagues.
Up yours, Capulet.
Fresh Prince, son.
You right.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to the peace. On pain of torture, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved Fresh Prince.
Buzzkill.
You shall go along with me. Benvolio, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure.
Brown nose. Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray. But see, he comes. Good morrow, cuz.
Is the day so young?
But new struck
I
nine.
mean, you said how we're seen home.
In love.
Out.
Out of love.
Out of her favor will I be loved.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, can be so rough and tyrannous and cruel.
Alas, that love whose view is nothing still, should with that eye see pathways to his will.
Oh, go ye to the feast of Capulet. There such the fair Rosalind, now so lovest. Go thither and compare her face to some that I shall show. That shall make thee think thy
None
fond
fairer
of
than my love.
There's free beer.
Let's go.
Highway to the feast of Capulet, where Romeo shall meet his Juliet, and where, in a scene of timeless romance, he'll try to kiss Juliet's hands.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Now forswear it, son, for I ne'er saw if I profane with my unworthiness this holy shrine, this gentle fine as
It's really a struggle.
this. Ready to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much, which manly devotion shows in this. But they have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, lips that you must use in prayer.
What hands do?
Those hands do move not, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not when my prayer's effect I take.
Then send from my lips something.
Sin for my lips, trespass me here, give me my sin again.
I need no Marcus right now. Coming, mother.
Lo, Romeo did swoon
The falconet.
Oh, yeah.
With light through yonder window breaks.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father of use thy name, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. What's in a name anyways? A nose by near name could still smell. Oh, Romeo, and for thy name take all of myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth, I shall never be Romeo.
What man art thou? Art thou not Romeo, and the Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
Dost thou love me then? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. But if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. Oh, Romeo, if thou dost love me, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I
Swear not by the moon! Swear not by the moon!
What shall I swear by?
I don't know, how about, yeah, waving hands. Yeah.
Lady, by yonder blessed virgin, I swear.
Swear not! I find no joy in this contract tonight. It is too bad, too sudden, too unadvised, too much like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. Sweet good night. Sweet good night. Tristan! We're doing a show! Get his number later. I'm sure someone has it. It's all good. Just come here.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? Whoa! Whoa! Second base is no longer chased. Oh.
Though Romeo did swoon with love, by Cupid he'd been crippled. But Juliet had a loathsome cuz, whose loathsome name was Tybalt.
Romeo! The love I bear thee can afford no greater term than this. Thou art a villain, therefore turn and draw.
Tybalt, I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee greater than thou canst devise.
I am slain.
Moving right along. From Tybalt's death onwards, the lovers are cursed. Despite the best efforts of friar and nurse, their fate pursues them. They can't seem to duck it. But at the end of Act 5, they both kick the bucket.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steed, and bring in cloudy nights immediately. Come, civil knight, come, cloudy night, come, Romeo, thou day and night, come, holy night, oh, night, 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 come, 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 and bring me my Romeo! Oh, it's my nurse. What?
He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can you be so envious?
I would have thought it, Romeo.
What devil art thou to torment me thus? Hath Romeo slain himself?
Tybalt is slain and Romeo banished. Alas, the day.
Do you have a tissue?
Oh, never mind, just forgive me.
Oh, friar lords! Romeo is slain and Tybalt is banished, and now I'm feeling basic. Can you help me, please?
Take this vial of distilled liquor and drink thou up, and presently cold and drowsy. Hold on.
God. Oh, God. Excuse me.
It's amazing how that clears your system.
I feel a lot better now.
My Lord, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath. Why art thou yet so fair?
Don't know. Lucky, I guess.
Thus with a kiss I die. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss I die. Thus with a kiss I die.
Where's my love? What is this? Poison I see hath been his untimely end. Oh, Joe, one call and left no friendly drop that helped me after. Then all be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show its head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was there a story more than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
And Romeo and Juliet are dead.
Wow. Woo. I missed that whole one, man. Oh, we did that in 12 minutes. 12 plus 30 seconds. We spent way too much time on Romeo and Juliet. But it's okay. It's a classic. Unlike our next tragedy, which Shakespeare wrote as a starving artist, desperate for a hit, and not knowing where his next banger was coming from. It's no wonder obsession with food dominated his primitive revenge drama, Titus Andronicus, which we will now present as a cooking show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Gory Gourmet. My name's Titus Andronicus, and I will be your host. Now, when you've had a long day, your left hand chopped off, bam! Your son murdered, your daughter raped, both her hands chopped off, bam, bam! Well, the last thing you want to do is cook, you know what I mean? That is, unless you kill the rapist and serve him to his mother at the dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you how. Say hi, Lavinia. Lavinia!
Hi, Abby.
And how are we feeling today?
Not so good, Daddy. I got my hands chopped off, my tongue chopped off, and eat it on me. How you think I feel?
That sucks. But we'll get our revenge, won't we? Now hark then. I will grind your bones to dust, and of your blood in it I'll make a paste. And of that paste a coffin I will rear, and make a pasty of your shameful head. Bam! Come, Lavinia, receive the blood. Now, the first thing you want to do is make a nice, clean incision from the carotid artery to the jugular vein, like so. Now you're gonna want to use a big bowl, because the human body's got about 4 quarts of blood in it, and you don't want to miss a single drop.
It's really gross, Abby.
And when that he is dead, which should be about now, I will grind his bones to powder small, and with this hateful liquor temper it at about 350 degrees. And 40 minutes later, you have the most delicious human head pie fit to serve a king, with some lovely lady fingers for dessert. Welcome, gracious lord. Welcome, dread queen. Will please you eat, will please you feed? It's finger licking good.
Good one, Abby. High.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. But make sure to tune in next week where we'll see Timon of Athens in our meaty new take on Greek salad. Say goodbye, Lavinia.
Goodbye, A.
So long.
Inexplicably, it was the biggest success of Shakespeare's life. Who, now, Shakespeare, swimming in sausages, was able to broaden his artistic horizons. Compare, for example, the immaturity of his primitive revenge drama, Titus Andronicus, to the dark and complex subtleties of the human condition in his dark and brooding tragedy, Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Speak of me as I am, let nothing extenuate, as one who loved not wisely, but too well. And no, there was never a story of more whoa than this of Othello and his Desdemona. Oh, Desi! Ah!
Bob, can we get some house lights, please?
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We left Nolan on his own to research this, and it seems like he wikied it and found out that Moor was a place where you tie up boats.
That's what it said.
Which, of course, is ridiculous, and as any preeminent Shakespeare scholar could tell you, Moor in the Elizabethan time period referred to a black person.
I feel like such a dog.
Go with the feeling. Now, the role of Othello is traditionally played by a black actor, and as you can see, we are culturally challenged. So you will be unable to perform Othello.
Dude. Idea, light bulb, totally boatless. Okay. We just gotta get a little beat going.
What's that?
It was the story of a brother named Othello. He liked white women and he liked green jello.
And a punk named Iago, who made himself a menace because he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Now Othello got married to Desdemona.
But he left her for the wars, and he left her alone.
It was a Mona.
A Verona. He left her alone.
He didn't write a letter and he didn't telephone her. Now Othello loved Desi like Adonis loved Venus.
And Othello loved Desi because he had a big
Hard!
He was crafty. He was sly.
He was sort of a jerk.
He said, I'm gonna shaft them more.
How you gonna do it?
Tell us!
Well, you see, his tragic flaws that he's
Too dang jealous!
I need a dope, some kind of a smo.
So we find a chump sucker by the name of Cassio.
And he plants on him Desdemona's handkerchief.
So Othello gets wondering just maybe if...
While he's been out fighting,
Commanding an army.
are Desi and Cassie making out in the Fermi?
So Othello gets home and stuffs a pillow in her face. He kills her and soliloquizes about his disgrace.
But Amelia's at the door.
Who we met in Act 4?
She says, Desi was true, so why'd you have to go and make her face turn blue?
It's true.
It's you!
So what you gonna do?
Othello says, man, this is getting pretty scary. He pulled out his blade and committed Harry Carey.
Play that funky Moor thing, white boy.
Break it down now.
Iago got off on a technicality.
Packed up his bags and moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Rude.
Comedies! Now, Shakespeare's comedies were heavily influenced by the Roman plays of Plautus and Terence, Ovid's hilarious Metamorphoses, and the rich Italian tradition of Commedia dell'arte. Shakespeare was a genius, borrowing and adapting plot devices from these different theatrical traditions.
Isn't that usually called plagiarism?
No. Shakespeare didn't plagiarize. Shakespeare distilled.
Whatever, he stole stuff.
Hey, it takes real genius to know the 5 ideas in 6 minutes.
Yeah, but see, I can never tell them apart. Like, what's the one with the identical twins, the shipwreck, and the big wedding at the end?
All of them.
See, that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Well, obviously, Shakespeare should have written one exemplary play instead of 16 sucky ones, which is why I have taken the liberty of condensing all of Shakespeare's comedic diatribes into one well-formed comedy entitled The Comedy of Two Well-Measured Gentlemen Lost in the Merry Wives of Venice on a Midsummer's 12th Night in Winter.
Cymbeline taming Pericles, the merchant in the Tempest of Love, as much as you like it for nothing. Or
4 weddings and a cross-dresser.
Bob, can we get some
Music
stands, please?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Talked about this a while ago.
Act 1. A Bohemian youth
That's what I'm
swears an
talking
oath of
about.
celibacy, turns the rule of his kingdom over to his tyrannical twin brother, and sets sail for the golden age of Greece. While rounding the heel of Italy, the Duke's ship is caught in a terrible tempest that casts him up on a desert island along with his sweet, innocent, and clueless young daughter.
Oh, dear father, I am so lonely and adolescent on this island, and frisky.
Oh, precious daughter, watch out for symbols of colonial oppression. Look at the virgins.
Okay, bye.
Meanwhile, the Duke's long-lost son, a handsome, dashing, and clueless young merchant, is also shipwrecked, coincidentally on the very same island.
How shall I survive in this strange foreign land? I know, I must find me an old Jew. Look, here cometh a convenient Judeo stereotype now.
What's the matter, you You payday loan, baby.
Such a deal!
Act 2. Fearing ravishment, the clueless young princess disguises herself as a boy and becomes page to the handsome, dashing, clueless young soldier.
You then, boy!
Yes, I mean yes.
You shall woo the lady Violivia for she is shrewish, and I am sick with love.
I too am sick with love, though I may not say it, for I am a boy.
Boy, I do not swing it that way. Deliver this letter to Violivia. Go hence.
Whence?
Hie thee from hence to thence.
Act 3. The beautiful, virginal, and clueless young princess arrives in man drag to woo the Lady Violivia.
It is I, the horrible shrew, Violivia. Come hither. Whither? Hither from thither.
Act 4. On the 12th night of midsummer, a puckish sprite leads all the lovers deep into a forest and squeezes the aphrodisiac juice of a flower into their eyes, while the queen of the fairies seduces a rude mechanical who has the head of an axe.
This is too easy.
Act 5. In the ensuing seduction, the princess, denuded, is recognized as a woman. The merchant recognizes her as his sister.
My nearly identical twin.
My long-lost and strangely attractive brother.
The Jew exits, pursued by a bear.
Boy, a bear!
And they all get married in the state of Massachusetts and go out to dinner. Now, give us your hands if we be friends, because all is well that finally ends.
Wow, that was good, guys. But if we want to get out of here before midnight, we got to get back into the tragedies.
Tragedies! Funnily enough, we found that Shakespeare's tragedies are more funny than his comedies.
You know what's funny? The Scottish play.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Macbeth.
Why not? Because it's bad luck to say the name of that play on stage unless you're going to perform it.
It's true.
But we are performing it, and besides, there's nothing remotely Scottish about it.
It's all in the interpretation, Nolan. You have to perform it so that you can see the heather rippling on the highlands, feel the cold summer breeze wafting up your kilt, and see the vomit steaming in the alley outside the pub.
Good idea! Kilts! So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our authentically Scottish version of Macbeth.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Stay, you imperfect Mac! Tell me, Macmur!
Macbeth, beware Macduff. Macduff is born of woman, and no man is born of woman shall harm him. Till Burnham Woods come to the city. Don't you know?
That's be great! Then what McNeed McI Macduff?
See you, Jimmy! And no, the Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. What do you think about that, laddie?
I do not like it. Lay on, haggis breath.
I'm Macbeth, he killed me twice, he letting me leave Darren! Here lies your usurper's cursed head. Macbeth, your head is out the window.
Oh no.
This is just awkward for everyone involved. So me, ever a story of more blood and death than this, oh Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Thank ye.
Meanwhile, in ancient Rome, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant. All hail Julius Caesar, who was warned by a soothsayer.
Beware the odds of March.
Good Caesar, however, chose to ignore the warning.
What the devil are the Ides of March?
The 15th of March.
Get him.
Et tu, Brute?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, so let's bury him and get on to my play, Antony.
And Cleopatra! You didn't ask my Caesar before me. Come, venomous wretch. Ah! Oh, I'm feeling a little nauseous. Such a nice suit. Oh, excuse me.
What are you doing? What is with it? And you and Shakespeare's tragic heroines, you always think they wear really bad wigs and bomb on people before they die.
That's my interpretation.
Nolan, Antony and Cleopatra is a trans-global thriller about political maneuverings across the ancient Mediterranean. It has nothing to do with gastrointestinal distress.
One of his trans-global plays. Love me them. Like the one that totally predicted 21st century wireless communication?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It was called Two Mobile Kinsmen.
Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kids.
Not too mobile, kids.
No, it was definitely mobile, because it was Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
You see, the kinsmen are cousins who fall in love with the same woman.
Yeah, and they're texting like, OMG, you're bae, lol. Well, forget you, I've never heard of that play.
Well, that's because, well, should we explain that?
You might.
Well, you see, what play are we talking about?
The Two Mobile Kinsmen.
Two noble. It's noble kinsmen, don't listen. Mobile. Well, that's because Two Noble Kinsmen falls under a category of Shakespeare's plays, which are neither history, comedy, nor tragedy, and which some literary circles refer to as the problem plays. Or in some other literary circles, the obscure plays, or often quite simply, the bad plays. But not all of the bad plays are completely without merit. In fact, one of them, Troilus and Cressida, hardly sucks at all.
Okay. You know what? We could interpret the dance set.
Yeah. I love performance art. It's so pretentious.
I was thinking of more...
No. You read, we'll dance.
Yeah, I'll just read. Yes, let's do it. All right. Well, Troilus and Cressida was published in 1603 and published in Quarto in 1604, which is, the one published in 1604 is 164 lines shorter than the one that was published in 1645, which is in the second quarter, which is some 164 lines shorter than the one that was published in 1604, which is some 164 lines longer than the one published in 1645. And as you can see, since the one that was published in 1645 is 164 lines shorter than the one that
I'm a wizard.
Is there anything in there about the plot?
Yes, I cover the plot in detail in a footnote on page 7. Which is that?
That's our
Troilus, youngest son of Priam, king of Troy.
Okay, you beat Priam, you beat the king.
Okay. Loves Cressida.
I'll get the wig.
And plans with her uncle Pandarus for a meeting. And although she feigns indifference, she is actually...
Wait, I have to feign indifference?
Yeah.
Okay, I can work with that.
Meanwhile, the Greek commander Agamemnon has surrounded the Trojan forces.
Agamemnon? What's wrong with Agamemnon? It's boring. Really hard to say.
That's the kind of stuff they teach in schools because it's so boring.
Yeah, dude. Like as soon as you said it, I was out. I was asleep. Nope. I promised them that I would not do dry, boring, vomitless Shakespeare.
You don't even know that.
That is not true. We bonded while I was out there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, watch this. Boom! What's up? Right here, we have Lillian. Lillian took a bus all the way across town to get here tonight. Yeah. Don't believe me yet? Right here, we have old man McPuckett. He doesn't quite know what's going on right now, but we love him anyways. And then, over here, we have little Timmy. Little Timmy thought he was coming to see Wicked.
Nolan, what's your point?
The point is, I love these people, and I will not see them getting turned off of Shakespeare like I was when I was in school.
You were in school?
Yeah, I know. When I was in school, I'd be laying down on the desk, head asleep, as usual. And I'd be staring out the window I wish we had. I'd be thinking to myself, man, why can't this Shakespeare stuff be more like sports? Why?
You play sports? You play sports?
Take the histories, for example. Give me this crown. They're exactly like American football. We have the crown, or the football, being passed from one team or family to another, back and forth, trying to take control of the kingdom, slash get a touchdown.
You know what? They are kind of like sports, aren't they?
They are.
All right, boys, let's line them up. Let's kick some royal bottom. 25, 49, Richard III, Henry IV, Part 1, Part 2, hike!
And the crown is snapped to Richard II, that well-spoken 14th century monarch. He's fading back to pass, looking for an air downfield, but there's a heavy rush from King John.
My gross flesh sinks downwards.
And the crown is in the air, and Henry VI comes up with it.
Victory is mine!
But he's immediately hit by King John. Oh. He's dividing Henry VI into 3 parts. That's gotta hurt. This is the end of the War of the Roses cycle.
Oh, but he's running down the field. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, but he's poisoned on the 10-yard line. Oh, we'll take it down just for the game. Replacing him now as number 72, King Lear.
To Ghana rule, I hand off my kingdom. Cordelia, you go long!
Oh, penalty marker on the field. Fictional character. Lear is disqualified. He's not happy about it. Lining up now is Richard III and Prince Hal. Center snaps to quarterback. Quarterback gives to hunchback.
My kingdom for a horse!
Oh, but there's a heavy rush from King John.
Bumble!
Bumble! He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He stopped in the 5-yard line to cut off his wife's head!
Who's your daddy?
Henry V, Richard III, the whole royal family is a circle!
Bob, can we get some house lights, please? There we go. Beautiful. How about this program for a second? I think we should... I feel like we've done all these plays already.
Really?
Yeah. That's the back.
You think we can let them go early?
Yeah, just maybe. Like Romeo and Juliet we did.
Yeah, Titus Andronicus with all the blood.
Yeah.
Othello we rapped.
Yeah, Timon of Athens I mentioned.
Macbeth with a Scottish accent.
Yeah, Julius Caesar.
Caesar.
Antony and Cleopatra, I vomited on everyone.
Yeah, King Lear was in a football game.
Yeah.
What about Coriolanus?
I think we should just cut it.
What? What's the matter with Coriolanus?
I find it kind of offensive.
So that's your limit? Fine. Fine.
Okay.
All right, hey, Michael.
What? Oh no. Hamlet.
Shakespeare didn't write Hamlet.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, what's it about?
Well, it's about a young son who's struggling with the idea of revenge killing his uncle who murdered his father.
Dude, that's the Lion King. Where do you think Disney got it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. 36 plays down, 1 to go.
Question?
What? Yes?
Yes. Okay. I think we should just skip Hamlet.
No. There's your answer.
No, we can't skip Hamlet. Dude, Nolan, our show's called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare.
I am sweating buckets after that football game. This is going to smell so bad.
I'm gonna wear that shirt later.
Yeah, you do. Anyways, I really think we should just cut Hamlet. It's too energetic. It's too fast-paced and actiony. It's too exciting to watch.
We've got time for it.
Oh, yeah, we do.
No, I really think we should cut it.
Why do you think we should?
Because it's a pain in the butt to do.
Are you not up for it?
So I am not up for it at all.
Hamlet, Nolan, it's required. We
Why?
have to. It's called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare.
Okay, we can solve this problem. Everyone, if you go underneath your seats, you'll find a pencil. I would like you to go onto the program and write The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, Abridged, except Hamlet.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Nope, it's a great idea. I think they would love it. Yeah.
We have to do now.
Okay. If you guys want to do it so much, we shall do Hamlet.
Good.
That's a two-man show! If you guys love it so much, you do it. I will sit here and watch. No, Jack! Jack, you all have the bones! Jack, no!
I got a slide. This way. Put him down on the stage. We'll get him on the flip side. Are you good now?
Yeah.
Wait, who's this guy?
It's very practical for you all to carry these.
Give that back. You can't just steal somebody's purse.
Are you sure? I think it's legal in Virginia.
I don't know. Are you good now?
Yeah.
Can we do Hamlet?
We can do Hamlet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are proud to present. Hey!
I'll get it.
Little Timmy's blood begun!
So, in reality, Michael is usually much faster than Nolan. He actually played sports, so, I'll be back. Who's there? Nay, answer me. Bernardo? He. Yeah, I kind of need more people for this. A lot of people here. Horse walks into a bar, and the bartender's like, "Why the long face?" I love that one. So, I'll tell you about my dream. So I had this dream the other night, you know, typical actor anxiety stuff. I was dreaming, we were doing this show, it was growing great, but we didn't know any of the lines. And all of a sudden, Michael and Nolan disappear. And then the lights go out, and I'm naked.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a 10-minute intermission.